Hey everybody. Remember us? Remember your friendly neighborhood prepper people who used to do a show every week and then took like an unexpected month off and didn't tell anyone? Well, we're back. We're here. Episode, what is it? Episode 110. It's been on my little thing, my like agenda for forever.
Nice.
But episode 110 of Prep Talk Live. I'm Casey with Cascadia Dispatch. Joining me, as always, from his undisclosed, now it's a white padded room. It used to be an orange padded room.
Yeah, it's an undisclosed area, but
Is the Urban Prepper. Tup, yes. What is going on? I'm loving the halo. It's kind of a frosted view with the lighting in the room. You look very ethereal.
Yeah, thank you. I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but yeah, I'm doing good. I'm still still working. My boss doesn't like my YouTube channel, so he's I can get back to work right after. I'm like, hey, first things first, we gotta talk Prep Talk Live, and then
exactly.
Yeah, things are going pretty well overall. Doing a lot of prepping, a lot of I'm trying to chip away at some videos to try to go weekly on that, which has been fun. And so far I've been able to manage. I'm having to adjust my hours a little bit, hours of operation. And kind of piecemeal it together. But yeah, I have a big cleaning project this weekend that I'm pretty excited about. I'm going to reorganize some my color coordinated bins in the garage are finally getting their scrubbed through. I have a big dumpster that's coming. As soon as I get home, it's going to be there. So I'm excited to work on that. And all in all, everything's going pretty good.
That is fantastic. We figured that since we've been gone for a month, we would make this a short episode too. Like we would just double whammy it for everyone.
It's just a proof of life that we're
here. Exactly. We were like, we're still here. So yeah, I've been watching all of the shows, all of the videos that you've been making.
Oh, cool.
Enjoying the pest one that we talked about.
Yeah, we talked about that, and that's been the funnest thing. Like, it's probably not my most popular video, but for me, it's at our home. Like, my family likes the pest preps kit the best because they're just blasting these flies, and any kind of like we used to have more of a tolerance for like bugs, like we try to say my daughter is kind of like what was the guy from Gladiator, Commodus? Like he would give she was always giving thumbs up, like save the bug. But now that we have the bug assault, she wants these things destroyed.
She's just ending them all over the place.
She's ruining these flies and sometimes there's these little baby spiders. I'm like that's not a dangerous spider. And she's Commodus on him. So but it's been our funnest kit, and I think that's like I have the most support in the family for the bug. They don't care about get home bags or bug out bags or EDC bags or garage organization, but they do like having these bugs taken care of. So, and that all started from we were talking here about that on the live. So
yeah. Well, and we've been doing it behind the scenes. We haven't been just completely ignoring everything for the last month. Although it has been with, I think
school's wrapping up. So it's tough for everyone.
School and we went away. I think you may have gone away for a period. Like there's just been stuff.
It's like my Wednesdays have been kind of crazy for the past month for sure.
Yeah. So while we've been gone, I have taken that opportunity in that 4-week kind of unexpected hiatus. I've caught up the podcast.
Nice.
So all of the podcast episodes now are uploaded. They're coming out one a day through the middle of July, I think, because we were way behind. So all of those are going to start coming out. So if you like to listen to us on a podcast, subscribe over there, look us up, and you'll be getting the episodes. And then we will be taking the new ones because I've been spending a lot of time with my friend AI and ChatGPT and the make automations and all of that.
Nice.
And so building kind of a whole workflow to make the podcast, the stream a little bit more efficient. Now Tup and I actually get an automated email before each show with like what we talked about in the last episode and some notes and things and some relevant topics to talk about. So we're still freewheeling. We still
I
have
need
no plan what we're doing.
I
But
need to sync with you on the make because I was having trouble getting the transcript summarization working. So
mhm.
if you got that working, I'd love to. I'll have my people contact your people. And
Yes, yeah. I've got it set up now where whenever the episode is done, I take the transcript out of YouTube,
Yep.
drop it, and then there's a make automation that'll pull in all of the data from the episode. Um, it will run and it'll create a short description, a long description, a blog article, a podcast description, a new YouTube description,
Sweet.
suggested titles for the YouTube so we can go back because we tend to like come up with a topic or have a generic topic and then we go completely
Wow.
and talk about something else. So this way we can adjust. You'll notice if you look at the stream on my page, I know I've actually updated all the titles and all of the
Sweet.
descriptions to be relevant now. And then it'll also look at anything like all the t-shirt designs and merch ideas that we come up with. It'll find all of the
Start
follow.
saving those.
Yeah, it just keeps building up,
Ooh, nice.
and then it'll update all of that, and it pushes out the new YouTube title and description. It'll push out the blog article, so it's available on the website.
So the only manual process is copying the transcript over because I was trying to figure out how to automate that part of it, and I
Yeah,
couldn't
so
get
you've
it.
got to download the transcript
Yeah,
from
and that
YouTube.
kicks it all off.
Yeah, and then you put it in a Google Drive, and
Yeah,
then
then it
it's
goes.
checking the Google Drive, and then I have some of it still like it'll come up with the titles, but I have a step in there where I have to approve which of the 4 or 5 suggestions because I might go in and actually edit the suggestion before I want it to approve it. Or same thing with like a blog article, like I would want to look at it first, even if it's putting most of it together.
Yeah,
And then it'll go through, and if it sees the approval, then it'll kick it off and post and do all of that sort of stuff. So the general idea is trying to take all of those ideas that we have in our heads and make them
I
a
love it.
little
Like,
bit better.
yeah, it'd be cool. Like, hey, here's some possible video ideas that they should follow up on. Like, because we talk about it, and then that'd be a great video.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Yeah,
Here's the yeah. I'll actually
all right,
show
do we
you
have the technology to share this? Is this
the thing. Yeah. Let me just pull up the little window with the. Yep. Here we go. I can share the little email. So this is the email now
nice?
that gets created. So this is every Sunday after we've had a show. This gets created. So it'll send to both Tup and I, and it has a recap of the last episode, kind of an extended description, some follow-up topics. So these are things we discussed both in the episode and also maybe in the last couple of episodes that
This is awesome.
that we come up with so we can do that. And then I have it pull in things like some seasonal topic ideas. So if like right now, it's not hurricane season, but it's about to be wildfire season. So we might want to talk about wildfire preps, or we might want to talk about, summer preps and things. So like we're talking about like, okay, making sure that we've got extra sunscreen in the car and making sure that we've got, chapstick and bug spray and all of that sort of stuff. As we switch into more of a summer mode, then one of the things for me is making sure that I remember a sun hat, because
Nice.
I'm not a hat guy, but now that I have absolutely no hair, I always get, we're out at the pool or something, and I'm always burning the top of my head. So I'm trying to remember that. And then I have it pull in just some prepper news ideas. So look at just kind of general news ideas. And let me try to do this. Let me see if it won't see them. But just like, what are things in the news that might be of interest to families and stuff. So
Sweet.
this was kind of a lackluster pick that it came up with. But like one thing that's been in the news is there's a lot of concern about hurricane season this year, because there are changes happening at FEMA and at the National Weather Association. And so there might not be as much warning and planning and support for hurricane season this year. I don't know, but that's a headline that's been circulating and kind of going around. So, if you're in hurricane land, or I know the tornadoes just went through the Midwest, and there was a lot of concern for like help that people thought was coming actually didn't arrive.
Mhm.
So just being a little bit more prepared for those natural disasters, beyond what you would normally do.
This is sweet. I mean,
So yeah,
awesome. Yeah.
so this is our new thing to try
I
to
haven't
help us
I don't
stay
think
on track.
have I received this email yet? I don't think I have.
Yeah, you received it and you said this looks really cool, but it was 4 weeks ago
Oh,
because that
okay.
was after our
That's
last
that's
episode.
that's a long time ago. I don't
Yeah, exactly.
I kinda going week to week at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's understandable. It's understandable. So
Alright,
yeah,
I did respond. Uh, yeah.
so the goal is to try to do some stuff to help, even though we're still freewheeling and have no idea what we're doing and all of that.
Well,
Um,
it's like we
just
have
be a
like a
little more efficient.
professional note taker now. That's like we have our assistant that's transcribing everything, and then sometimes we come
Exactly.
up with good ideas, and hopefully they'll become spin-off videos that you'll see on main channels, which is cool.
Yeah, exactly. And I think too, like um, even for things like I've talked about it for a long time, but just doing um more solo lives of like taking a topic and just doing that instead of
Yeah,
building out a video. But I always forget what topics we want to talk about. So
yeah.
this will help me kind of keep track. Like it makes this running list of all of the follow ups and all of the ideas that we come up with, um, which I think will be really
Yeah,
helpful.
we should have a meeting an offline meeting where I kind of
We
see
could
how
arrange
your
that.
your make workflow is looking working. I got blocked on. I was trying to get it so it would just go to the link and get the transcript itself, so I didn't have to do that.
Hmm.
But if doing one little step is not the end of the world, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I
It's
built it
perfect
in
for these
little.
live streams because they're so like freestyle and uh, yeah, awesome.
Yeah, I kind of broke it apart a little bit, and I can still automate it, but it's I've been really doing it for things like also bringing in the kids' school schedules, and now I have an automation that checks my email and looks for any mention of anything that is from the kids' school, doctors, sports, anything like that, and then gives an email to me and my wife every night at 7 o'clock of anything that was in the email from that day that has to do with them, just so that we don't like accidentally miss something in a spam folder or something.
This is
Like, I'm loving it.
this is bougie prepping. We're
It
doing
is bougie prepping.
yeah.
Um,
You're doing it.
yeah,
I I find that in my morning commutes, I'm oftentimes talking to like I'm trying to brainstorm my ideas for like some kind of prepping kit or something like that, and
mhm.
and it's making it's making my commutes a lot more enjoyable where I do this kind of brainstorming. But this is what you're doing is automating just like uh, the it's just awesome. Yeah, love it.
um, yeah. Well, and so another thing that I've done too, I'm really what I am is I'm the type of person that gets a lot of thoughts in my head, and I want to like see if they'll go. Like I want to get to a point of either they're going to work or not work, and then like you get distracted and you forget about it. So I'm trying to use it to get those ideas into the world as opposed to just staying in my head and disappearing.
Yeah.
Um, so one of the other things that I did, that's like a family prepping thing, is we don't have like a master contact list of like doctors and like family services and stuff. So like utility phone number, all of the different doctors and things. Who's our tax guy?
Mhm.
All of that sort of stuff. It's in my head, it's in my email, but it's not central. So I went on with ChatGPT and used one of the ones that can browse the web and said, here are all of the people that I want information for. Give me their names, their phone numbers, their addresses, and then their clinic or business names, those email addresses, pull it all together, and then put it in a table. And
Right.
then I can put it in a Google Sheet and share it with the whole family.
Yeah.
And so now we've got that. And then I have an alert that'll update it, every month or every quarter to just make sure that we have the most current contact information.
Awesome.
It's wild the things you can do with it.
What is this? I'm looking at the comments as they're coming in.
A lot of people are surprised by who we are. They're
Yes,
trying to remember, like, actually that
I
we're
forgot
here and what's going on. Yep.
about building shells.
Pony
Do you
Girl's
think?
having some issues with her electronics.
Do you guys think that your millennialism are we millennials or has brought you privilege when it comes genial?
You know,
I don't get this.
romance and Yeah, I'm a little confused.
Yes.
Second Buddha, I don't. I'm not.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't understand it either.
I'm Gen X.
I don't know what gen I am.
Yeah.
But romances and homieships are fantastic.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, yes. How to video. So this is something that we might
that's
do
a great
like
idea. Yeah.
as a live stream of. I'll just show you guys like how I did the
Show
thing,
the make workflow like what are some other ideas that you could do this for prepping and stuff like would be really cool.
like a prepping AI workshop.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you could do a scrape of deals and stuff too, or
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
could probably what I was trying to do at one point was like having like a YouTube prepping news, not like the
Oh
news,
yeah,
but basically where if I could scrape like 100 channels for like on a
yeah.
week to week basis on their transcripts, and here's what's going on in the world of YouTube preppers, and like having it
Hmm.
summarize that, and then I thought something like that would be kind of cool.
Yeah. No,
Uh,
there's so many different.
and it would
There's
just be
so many
all
cool things.
doom, 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 doom.
Yeah. World War III is happening at any moment.
World War
That
Three.
is the
If
thing.
the sky's falling, everything's going bad. Pest preps, and then
Hmm. Yeah. Another one that I came up with, I'd seen it. It's one of those things where you see it in AI newsletters and then you like figure out how to make it. So it was people who were going on dates and they would take screen like photos of a bookshelf in a guy or a girl, whoever's place they were at, they would take a photo and then ask ChatGPT to analyze the bookshelf and tell them what kind of personality that person might have.
that's cool.
And I was like, okay, that's cool. But one of the things that I've always struggled a little bit with is when you're thinking about like insurance for your house and like all of the things that are in it, how do you figure out what all of that is if you ever had to make a claim to insurance? Because a lot of times you don't pay attention to like all of the little things that are on a shelf or all of the little things that are in a drawer. So I asked ChatGPT if I took a picture of like a room and gave it if it could give me an
Yeah,
inventory
it would
of
do
all
great.
of the things in the room. Um, and it wanted to know, like, it was like, if you can give me like UPC codes and all that sort of stuff, I'll give you better information. I was like, just like, I'm just going to give you pictures of rooms and you just tell me what's in it. Um, but I think that's a thing for if you're talking about like disaster coverage or if there was a fire or something. Here's literally a running inventory of everything that is in our house or in your pantry. Like you could take a picture of the pantry and it could tell you like what's in the pantry.
Yeah, the pantry, that's a great idea 'cause,
Hmm.
yeah, I guess you have to really trust, that they're that it's gonna be used for good, and, uh,
Yeah.
ChatGPT will come up with this service to burglars. "Hey, here's Casey's current inventory, we recommend going to the living room first and getting this, and by the way, here's Tup's pantry, make sure you get all that peanut butter out of there," and, like,
Exactly. It also take photos of some of the maybe the safes with your aggressive flashlights in it so that when they pull up the photos of everything in your house, they also know that you have some aggressive flashlights and maybe they don't want to bother with whatever your thing is.
yeah. That's a yeah, there's all sorts of I saw there's this one, who was advertisement on TikTok or something where they're showing this like in this house security drone that would just fly like kind of like a Roomba, but for
Hmm.
it flies and it's just like surveilling your house. And it was like, oh, I don't know if I want like video footage of my tire, like giving the
Wait,
blueprints out to some AI thing. The
didn't
notes.
you come up with a whole drone
Yeah, I'm cool with
protocol
that.
thing for?
That's an external drone, but this is like inside your house, like it's like
Oh,
a
okay.
flying Roomba in your house to monitor and everything, which is, I mean, it's kind of cool in a way, but I don't know if I trust it yet.
Isn't that called a dog?
Yeah, that's what you have dogs for.
Yeah, I would think
Yes,
so. We just have a really aggressive cat, you know.
yeah,
Um, Chuck's here. He's
good. All right, Chuck,
super excited and also very confused. So we're
let's start
it's
over.
Thursday. Yeah, exactly.
Could we put the intro back? No. Okay.
Yeah. um, but yeah, it is an interesting, especially just with so many different things that AI is how it's like working into everything else. Like there's just so many ways, not necessarily to trust it 100%. I don't trust AI 100%, but like if it can get me 80% of the way to something
Yeah,
that I normally would have just not done because I didn't want to spend the time, then I might spend the extra 10 or 15% to talk to it and get it to a point where I could then use it to be helpful.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So,
agree. If it could help with efficiency and everything, it's good. Uh, well, I was going to say something, but I just completely, well, I lost it. Well, it's gone.
all right. Well, you
It
know
was
what? It
gonna,
might come
it
back.
was going to be really good, and I forgot.
We were doing so well in our banter that
Yes.
it just at some point it's just gotta end. Um,
Oh, I was gonna ask you. I did a video about it, but the Google VO3 stuff is just like it's freaking me out. Like how good, like
yes.
they could easily make this. Like you can make a prompt that has us talking like
Hmm.
this, and it's just like, oh man, we're screwed. Like,
Yeah, I was watching. I'm getting a bunch of ads for like 11 Labs because they'll do voice matching where you can give it your voice and then type out an idea and it will make a video and a podcast like with your voice in it. I was like,
yeah,
we should just retire.
yeah.
Why are we spending? It's like, did you see they put Darth Vader in Fortnite?
No,
So they were doing Star Wars with Fortnite, and they took James Earl Jones' voice and licensed it, and fed it into an AI engine. And so then, if you beat the Darth Vader character in your round of Fortnite, he would then be an NPC who would come along with you,
wow.
and you could ask him questions, and he would respond in Darth Vader's voice to you live. It was incredible.
I gotta check it out.
Also,
I've been,
freaky as heck.
yeah, I was watching the ones about. There's that whole trend with the 100 men versus one gorilla type
Yeah.
thing, and I've been seeing all these VEO3 gorilla videos lately.
I've been seeing a bunch of their historical, like their
Oh,
TikTok,
yeah,
the
they're
historical AI
like the
TikToks.
biblical stories and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
exactly.
I
Or
thought
it's like George Washington right before he crosses the
I
Delaware
saw that
taking a
one too.
selfie. And
They're kind of funny and entertaining.
it's fantastic. I saw
Yeah,
one that was Adam and Eve
yeah, I
in
saw
the
that one.
garden, and the snake like came in and was having it was awesome.
Yeah, I saw that it's a good way of telling stories for the. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. It
Yeah,
was
we'll just
entertaining for sure.
wait until Skynet is
Yeah,
here,
we're
and then
training Skynet up, and then it's all over.
Mother of Healers. We're gonna automate the PDFs.
Yeah.
The AI robots will make the PDFs
Yeah,
for us,
I
and
still write my own PDFs, but I do feed it through to make sure it fixes like spelling, grammatical, all those kind of things.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
ChatGPT loves those M dashes, so I got to remove those. Like,
well, yeah, and I find too that like in a lot of the more that I use it, and I've got like kind of projects, so it has like reference to the things. Um, the response, the wording and things is much closer to the way that I would actually write
yeah,
than it did at the beginning. It
yeah,
takes a minute to kind of figure that out.
yeah,
Uh, and it also does stupid stuff. Like I will say, like, give me the latest version of this thing that we've just been having a conversation about, and it will forget half of what we had just talked about. And I'm like, no, review the whole thing. Like,
yeah,
give me everything. Oh, you're right. I should have done that. I'm like,
yeah.
why did you not do that to begin with?
I find in real life, I'm a real nice person. I talk to everyone real
Hmm.
nicely, but on these AI, sometimes I'm like really, I get a little verbally abusive. Like, hey, you're wrong. Quit lying to me. You're doing it.
Yeah, what I've heard, like I still like say
I
thank
say
you
please and thank you.
sometimes.
I say
Yeah,
please and
can you
thank you.
please do this? But I've also seen a lot of AI, like the CEOs and things, be like, don't do that because it
Yeah,
wastes tokens and it costs computing power. So like, don't include the niceties.
Maybe Skynet, it'll remember. Oh yeah, Casey was real nice to me back then.
Yeah,
20.
exactly. Yeah, I think that's
Let's go
fantastic.
easy on him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Chuck's right. Next year, we're just going to be AI. We're
yeah.
just going to be generated from
I think we
Google.
should do like for us humans, we need to do more in person stuff. Like to yeah, it's harder for AI to kind of replicate that, but
Yeah. By the way, how does my microphone sound tonight?
sounds great.
Okay, because yours always sounds
Well, I got
amazing.
this is like Prepper Hotline telemarketer.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just your normal voice or what, but yours always sounds great. And when I'm going through in the podcast to try to like get the audio right, mine always sounds like super high and just garbage.
I think it's
And yours is like
these are just you just have little
smooth.
basic headsets right now, right?
Yeah,
Sounds pretty
well,
good.
yeah, we'll have to do
My
that.
wife says I have a face for radio. No, so
Well, she's gonna take you to the train station. It's the whole thing.
yes.
All right, everybody. Well, Tup has to get back to a meeting. I'm
Cool.
going to go to dinner. It's been fun.
So
We're still alive.
what are we? Let's see. Next week. Let's
Yeah.
see.
What's next week look like?
Okay, let me talk to my AI really quick. We're
Yep. Check everything.
yeah. Wednesday is a conflict.
Okay.
See
How
that
does
the
Thursday look?
Thursday or Tuesday is not conflicts.
Okay. Tuesday is a big conflict because we have, not only do we have
See
the
Thursday.
last day of school, but my father is finally retiring. He's been working at the
Wow.
company for over 50 years, and he is
50.
finally, yes, for 50. It was kind of a, I say it's a quote unquote family business because it was technically owned by family, but it was not, they didn't act like family. And
Gosh.
so yeah, it was not back in the old days when like the men were in charge and the women weren't. So like if you had a family and it included a sister, and let's say that family, those brothers wanted to start a business, they would just say, oh well, we'll take care of the sister.
Mhm.
And then they just totally ended up screwing everybody over. And so that's what happened. And my grandmother was the sister. So anyway, it's a long and involved story with some not great people. But my dad is finally retiring. So he started when he was, I think, 14, and he is now finally retiring.
Wow.
And he's
Oh,
gonna, I think,
congratulations to your dad.
transitioning into more of a consulting role or something. I don't know. He's very excited, but that's today. So anyway, so we're gonna be doing
Congrats, yeah.
big lunch and
That's more important
doing
than
some
Prep
stuff.
Talk Live on Tuesday.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big
So
like
maybe we'll plan on
celebratory lunches and then celebratory dinner things and all kinds of stuff.
yeah. Well, let's tentatively plan for Thursday then.
All right, Thursday it is. And
Cool.
I'll get the thing and we'll get the little recap and everything.
Yeah, I
And then
can't
we'll
wait.
see
Can't
everyone
wait
on
to see it.
Thursday. All right, everyone. Well, have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. And we will see you. Do you want the machines to take over? Because this is how machines take over. Yes, the machines are taking over. They will be running the show on Wednesday.
Yeah.
We'll be back on Thursday.
Yeah.
So we'll see everybody next week. Thanks a lot.